Hi, everybody, and welcome to Articulate Thursdays. I'm your host, the mild-mannered community development specialist, Nabil, and very excited to have Tanya back from vacation joining us today, and our special guest, Emily. Emily, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, living the dream, Tanya, how you doing?
I'm doing really well. Had a nice week off, and I'm happy to be back at Queen Elizabeth Park with all the campers. And we're in week 3 here of Camp Oak, and it's Space Week. And we thought we would bring Emily to our Art Thursday this week to talk a little bit about camp, because camp has changed this summer due to COVID. So we have a new summer camp series designed for fun and safety for children aged 4 to 12, and it runs daily from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. It started on Monday, July 13th, and will end on Friday, September the 4th. So it's a traditional style day camp with outdoor activities, indoor activities, arts and crafts, and they are offered at all of our community centers. So that's Glen Abbey, Iroquois Ridge, Queen Elizabeth Park, River Oaks, 16 Mile, and Trafalgar Park. So it's really about having a fun, safe summer with everyone in our community. So this is just a list of information about how things have changed a little bit. Some of our safety procedures due to COVID-19, and some guidelines that we have developed in consultation with Halton Public Health and the provincial health guidelines. So as everyone knows, everyone had to pivot very quickly in June when we were permitted to open camps. And so there's a daily screening form that happens before every camper comes into the building. Our camp ratios are much lower. We're encouraging physical distancing in all of our rooms and in all of our spaces. And we have enhanced facility cleaning by our full-time facility operators. So all in all, everyone is having a really good summer. I hear and see all the smiling faces here at QEP. So camp is definitely in the air. It's a bit smaller than last year, but the excitement is still there. And there are still openings in the camp. So if anyone is interested in registering for a camp experience this summer, just go to camps.oakville.ca. All registration is online, so it's best to go to the website and get that information, or you can call Service Oakville, and they will lead you through the process. And all of our policies are there as well. So everything is online. All of our centers continue to be closed, so there's no in-person registration. All of that has to be done online.
Right. And, if you guys have any questions, you're more than welcome to post on the comment section below, and we'll be more than happy to answer those questions as they arise. But we have Emily with us here today. And Emily, why don't you talk a little bit about what your experience has been like in camp this time around, and sort of some of the cool themes and activities that you're sort of facilitating for the little campers.
Yeah, for sure. So this year, one thing that's really nice with the smaller groups is one thing that I've been noticing is children are able to kind of really build on their relationships with other children. So typically our group sizes are 24. So this year, having them down to a size of 8 is really encouraging children to make long-lasting friendships, and people are exchanging information and wanting to hang out outside of camp, which is something that I have never really witnessed this much before. So that's super exciting. And then evidently all of our themes each week changing really give campers an exciting Monday and a fresh start every week. And a lot of them have been out of routine for so long and out of social interactions. So it's really great to see them come together every Monday, whether it's with people from past groups that are in their group for the next week, or it's a completely new group. Just watching them use these themes to get to know other participants. So currently right now we're on our journey through space themed. So we're week 3. But for week 1, we had Superhero Showdown, and then week 2, Jungle Adventure. So For week 4, we have Superstars. 5, we have Pirate Adventure, Call of the Wild as well, and then Blast from the Past, which is one of my favorites as well.
Awesome. And you know, Emily, I forgot to let people know your role at the town. What is it that you do?
So I'm the senior leader here at QEP. So I kind of oversee all the programming throughout the day, kind of the main contact between parents and staff as well. So really just like the main point of contact for the program here that we run at QEP.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I think, Emily, to your point, this is much more for this, you know, this year in camp, it's about quality over quantity, right? So we might have lower camp participants, but that's obviously because of the safety and the health of our campers and our staff. But like you're saying, the quality of the relationships are sort of enhanced, and even the program offerings, right? When you have that close-knit connection with your campers, with your counselors, you kind of sort of enjoy the experience exponentially, right? And so last week, for those of you guys who watched, we shared a lot of the superhero showdown artwork that was done by the campers. This week, Emily and Tanya, let's see what the jungle adventure and journey through space has brought us. And so, Tanya, do you want to share with us what this wonderful artwork is? This
Sure.
Picasso, is this a Picasso? I think that's where I saw it last.
It very well could be. It could be a descendant of. So what this summer, full-time staff designed all of the program plans that had a good mix of active, quiet, and arts and crafts activities. And the main reason for this was so that we could, you know, really think about the games that are appropriate with physical distancing, because there are a lot of games in which you touch each other. And so we took some time to think about those programs. So all camps at all centers are running the same programs, which is very similar to what our Summer Sizzlers series used to be. So for Jungle Adventures, we had this craft where we asked campers to go outside, because we're also encouraging our camps to be outside as much as possible unless there's a heat warning or inclement weather. And so they went for a walk, collected some samples from nature, so leaves and flowers that might be on the ground, and then come back and create an animal scene. So thinking about the jungle, and these are really great. So I don't know what you see in this image, but I see a moose drinking from a lake. What do you see, Nabil?
I see the very same thing. It's almost like I'm watching it in HD television because of how awesome and so clear the pictures or the artwork is. Emily, do you want to just walk us through the experience of the campers and when they were sort of coming up with a few of these artworks? Like, what was their experience like?
Yeah, for sure. So this piece in particular was done by some of the older campers we have at camp this summer. So I think that's why there's more kind of detail in it, especially in the creativity. You can just tell it's a little more advanced. So I think this one, I believe, was done by a female participant. And you can just kind of see like the flowers that are in there as well, and just like all the different colors that they brought in, which is really, really great. Just kind of highlighting, I feel like a lot of kids show their emotion when they're doing artwork or doing arts and crafts, and kind of put their mood into their piece, and it kind of just really shows all the colors, and the idea in this just shows like the campers' content and satisfaction with the program.
That's awesome. Let's move on to the next one. We got this little cute piece. Tanya, what's going on here?
So we have some creatures from the jungle. So some wild sheep with acorn heads or bottoms, I'm not quite sure, but again, arranging nature into an image, and then a bear of some sort. So very sweet. I love the layering, like where the bear's tummy and its paws and the flowers that it's holding. They're really sweet. When I received them in my email, it made my day to see them.
Right. Emily, is this, do you know which age group kind of came up with this?
So this was actually the same age group for this piece as well. I do really like a bear as well. And I think like the fact that it's holding flowers is just kind of like a really
Right.
cool thing that a camper would have thought of.
Totally.
So.
And
Absolutely.
the leaves for the ears are really nice because they're sort of,
Mhm.
it's the variegated leaf patterns. I thought those
Yeah.
were quite lovely.
The attention to detail, right? That's what we're
Yes,
enjoying here. Kind of looks like a koala bear to me when I first saw it, actually.
could be a
But
koala bear.
it's so awesome. Let me tell you, I could never make this. If even if I tried, I could find all the leaves in the world and could not come up with something as creative and innovative as this. So kudos to the campers. What is this that we're looking at here, Tanya?
This is a butterfly. So, and what I like about this piece is the other pieces were very green and lively, and this is more about finding the detritus or the old crumpled up leaves that still have meaning and still are meaningful.
Hmm.
So I really loved how the shape evolved in this piece. It's quite effective.
Emily, which camp group kind of came up with this?
The same one.
Same one. That's the power group right there.
Yeah, but you can even see like they have like the little flowers on each like wing, which is really cool as
Hmm.
well. Again, like back what you were saying, I'm just like the attention to detail at just like such a young age, probably like 10 or 11, is really interesting.
Right, and I think it's so beautiful and rustic, right? I think to Tanya's point, where it's not necessarily the greenest of leaves, but even those leaves have character, they have meaning, and they can be something as beautiful as a butterfly. So again, some fantastic artwork being done here. Emily, just want to ask you, how receptive were the campers in terms of doing this activity? Were they excited about it? Were they apprehensive? Did they enjoy it after the fact? What do you think?
I think any activity that kind of combines the outdoors and the indoors and creativity is something that's received really well by kids. I think just to give them a piece of paper and say, go draw something, they're not as creative and it's just like they don't look at it the same. But being able to go and pick their resources to create something just kind of opens a whole new door to creativity.
That's very true. That's right. And we're giving them opportunities to be able to do that. So the theme for this week, as Tanya was mentioning, it's Journey Through Space. Tanya, where are we going in space today?
We are going all over the place this week.
Nice.
So, just to give you a little idea of how the week works, some campers return week by week and others are new. So, Monday is always the first day. And sometimes campers will decorate their camp room because they have the camp room for the entire week. And this is their room where they play, they hang out, they eat their lunch, they have their snacks. They get picked up and dropped off in this room. So this is their space. So oftentimes they will have a designated spot where they put their bag that's separate from every other camper. And sometimes they'll decorate that spot. So behind that yellow-orange rocket, there's like a green masking tape spot on the ground, someone's knapsack there.
Mhm.
So this is something that we do on Mondays, and oftentimes we decorate the spaces. So sometimes it's a craft activity, but it's become quite popular for a Monday. And then by the end of the week, Emily can tell us about what the tots really like to do, especially at QEP. There's a really special event that happens every Friday. So leading up to that, we do crafts to get everyone engaged, and sometimes we make costume parts or decorations that build up through the week. So here we have some rockets, and maybe Emily can talk about some of these crafts because she took all the photos and shared them with us. So the next series of slides are Journey Through Space.
Yeah, for sure. So what's really cool about this is any craft that a child can play with or continue to play with after is always a winner. Just because obviously different children take different times and have different attention spans to spend on crafts. So when they can kind of swing it around in the air when they're done, obviously a win-win.
Mhm.
So for this one in particular, they made some rocket ships with the tissue paper, just kind of being like the fire or the jet fuel at the end to really just emphasize that as well. And when I walked into the room to take these pictures, all the kids were just swinging them around saying, look at my rocket ship, look at my rocket ship. So these were done by our youngest age group, which are the tots. And Tanya, just like you were saying, at the end on Friday each week, we have a little tot parade where they walk around the building with one of the crafts that they made throughout the week. And sometimes they come in costumes and they walk around the building and wave to all the other participants who are able to look out of the windows in their respective rooms. So we're obviously keeping in mind social distancing, but it really makes the tots day and makes them feel super special that they get to show off some of their hard work throughout the year.
That's awesome. And why would you not want to show off some awesome artwork like this? And again, I'm always amazed at just how creative, even our youngest tots can be, right? Just fantastic. I love the little astronaut outside, just hanging out in space. Something I would love to do one of these days. We got some. Ooh, so this looks like we're traveling into different galaxies and different parts of the universe. Tanya, where is this, the Andromeda galaxy that I'm looking at here? What am I looking at?
Yeah, Nabil, you are right on it. We have galaxy rocks that have been collected through the week, journey through space. So maybe Emily can talk a little bit about these. I think they're from different groups. I don't think they're all from the same group.
So these are actually from the same group. They're the older age group as well. Again, they really like being able to have the freedom to go outside and pick their own resources for their crafts, just because it makes them feel that much more unique and being able to kind of really lead themselves into the direction that they want to go with the instructions. So the galaxy rocks were all done by the same participant. So they used sponges to paint the base coat. And then they kind of flick their paintbrush to do the top. And then these are the paper plate like UFOs as well that were done with similar techniques with the sponge paint and the splattering.
And I would eat off that plate any day. It would be such a fantastic experience for me. Awesome. This is so cool, guys. What is this, Tanya?
We have some mobiles. So we are in Space Week. So we have the solar system here, an inspired solar system in, I think, is this, I don't know which studio this is, but Emily, do you want to describe what it's like in real?
Yeah, so this room is really cool, and the leaders, shout out to them, have done an awesome job decorating their room. Even a camper said to the leaders the other day, like, thank you so much for making this room so decorative. Like, it makes me feel so welcomed in the morning, which is really great feedback, of course, especially from a participant. So they had each of their participants make a mobile. They were able to find sticks from outside, and then with little styrofoam balls, they were all able to color and decorate their planets as to how they wanted to. So some of them have a sun and an earth, and I think I see a couple of Saturns, but it was up to the kids to decide what kind of planets they wanted to include and how they wanted to decorate them as well. And then on the right-hand side, we have some aliens. So this was done kind of by one of our in-between age groups. These are both done by two separate groups, but kind of 7, 8, and 9. And yeah, so we have aliens with a little funny faces, and then the other one there was an alien planet thing. I'm not entirely sure. I feel like it's a little combo, but again, that just shows the creativity that was put into the craft.
Right. In fact, I'm being told that the painting or the artwork right here is actually the most accurate representation of what the sun looks like up close. So if you get close enough to the sun, this is in fact what you'll see, and it's fantastic that the little ones can even fathom that. So it's really cool. Do the kids get to take any of this stuff home, or do we keep it at QEP? What happens with the artwork?
So they can take it home whenever. Like the mobiles, I think the leaders are going to leave those there till the end of the week just as room decorations, but campers are welcome to take all of their crafts home. So lots of parents, when they pick up, they're like, oh, another craft. So I'm sure everyone's fridges are nice to be full again, and the house is nice to be full of crafts, because I'm sure there was a bit of lack of that in the past months.
Right, absolutely. So good on you guys for that. What do we have here, Tanya?
Some more images from the different camp rooms. So we have a wall full of, I think maybe we're looking at more of those natural leaf collages and handprints that are, Emily, help me with what that craft was. Were they?
So those are rocket ships.
Rocket ships, yes.
Mm-hmm. Of
And
course,
then,
they're rocket ships.
yeah, and then Emily had this great idea for a group mural. So because of COVID, we can't really do murals as a group the way we would in past summers, where everyone would share a big piece of paper and sit side by side and color and draw. So Emily, do you want to talk a little bit about your version of how to do a mural together in summer 2020?
For sure. So one thing is definitely to cut everything into puzzle pieces to kind of, again, make the craft longer and extend it for the children. So what's really cool about the puzzle piece craft is it just shows how every child views something differently, just because everything connects together, but it doesn't all really match, which just kind of brings out their personalities even more. And you can really see that in this kind of piece together. And then we made kind of rough ideas of frames, and this is just the first one. Other groups are still working on theirs today, but they each get a turn to go and have a chance to put their puzzle together and tape it up onto the wall. And we're going to be taking our tot parade through that tomorrow. So it will be like an outer space hallway for the tots. But yeah.
Very
That's
cool.
awesome. That is so awesome.
And that mural, just as a segue and to lead into next week's theme, the mural on the bottom is a drawing that was done by artist and former art instructor at QEP, Soyeon Kim. And she's a local artist who we will be interviewing next week on Art Thursday. So that was a nice coincidence to end with her mural.
Right, absolutely. And we look forward to that interview. And guys, registration is still being accepted. So if you are interested and you want to have as much fun as our campers are having, then by all means go to camps.oakville.ca to register. This was fun, guys. Tanya, Emily, thank you so much. Any final words before we wrap it up?
Thank you for having me.
Oh,
thanks, Emily, and thanks for
star.
everything that you're doing this summer, because it's a very unusual summer, but it's totally fun, just as every other summer has been. So thank you.
Right, and a lot of the smiles and the faces of our campers can be attributed to Emily and her peers who are doing some awesome work and sort of engaging the campers and also running some fantastic activities. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Articulate Thursdays. Stay safe, Oakville. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
And we're done.